Hi, I'm Carcina. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Whoa! Jay-Z was sacked for the opening Christmas Day appearance of Beyonce and his daughter Blue Ivy. Jay-Z was told to stay off of camera as this legal thing is still pending. The NFL don't want Jay-Z to be seen. Unlike what went down with the Lion King, Jay-Z is not seen anywhere congratulating his daughter and wife as his daughter, Blue Ivy. This is the first time we really seen Blue Ivy perform with her mom like this. And such a big stage, big scene, and she handled herself quite well, as she's always been groomed for this moment. And this is the first time Beyonce has taken the stage and performed since the Jay-Z allegation. Hit the like button coming through the door, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Carcino here. When we get the info, we go live with it. We get it up, we get it up, we get it up. Yeah, you can see it right there. Beyonce and Blue. So true. Look at them standing there like icons. Mama and daughter. Blue Ivy looking just like Jay-Z. Jesus. Netflix did a good job bringing this together. She brought out Post Malone early on during the show. She brought him out as he was in a pickup truck, came out, started mumbling a bunch of stuff I didn't know. And, this is the first time Jay's been out since a big false claim was put against him, in my opinion, and thrown against him. She, first time out the gate, she comes all the way out and does the bang at the end of it. And it's like the Houston Texans, they came there to watch Beyonce too, because they ain't do a damn thing on the field. And that makes me very happy that I bench CJ Stroud and know not to ever draft him in fantasy football ever again. Not in my championship game. So, a Cowboy Carter Christmas on Netflix was spinning on Netflix during a commercial. And that's all it is. And she wanted to do it Texas style. Then Beyonce came out, put on a show for her hometown in Houston. And Jigga Jay-Z was nowhere to be found. Now, I'm quite sure he waited for his family somewhere where he can personally thank them and put them where they're supposed to be. But this is what we saw. And thank you guys for donating to the Cash App, Carcino. Let's go through a couple of the Cash Apps we got, because I'm very appreciative. A lot of people said happy birthday to me. Yes, a lot of good people in the world. They say that Sino guy, he crazy, but we like him. Richard, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. The stock you gave me went up yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Richard Harper, thank you for your donation. And he said, Pistons! That's right, baby. Pistons all the way. Yeah. Mr. Russell said, Brian can't get a win. Thanks, my man D says, are you going to talk about Gigi Haddad? Uh, okay, we might. Sin says, yeah, and the demons in Hollywood. OMG. Okay, he liked the video. Demons in Hollywood. Aaron says, stay gold, my friend. Okay, so they just sent a lot of compliments, but I appreciate y'all. Linda, all of you. Appreciate all of the love and support. You guys are outstanding. Now let's get back to this. Now, Beyonce and Blue Ivy went out and decided there was something that they wanted to do, and they wanted to reach a certain plateau or plethora of things that they wanted to do on this show, and they wanted to entertain and put on a visual display, as well as the cowboys and cowgirls, who was the backup dancer. They did a great job performing, but all of this was marred by the attention of one Jay-Z. You know, Jay-Z is the guy that they want to bring in the light to, and I'm surprised. Like Dame Dash said, like normally Jay has control over black media. You know, black media know to shut up when stuff like this happen. They come out defending Jay, and and now it's like People's Magazine and all these other people are starting to pick up on it. Like these major publications that normally wouldn't even touch anything like this when it comes to black athletes and things black entertainers, but now they want to talk about it. And the fact that they are dragging their feet when it comes to the actual prudence of the case, that people have been turned off about the Mufasa movie, which I saw, by the way. I'm going to do a movie review for that on Screen Thing. But it's turned a lot of people sour towards the Mufasa film, as Sonic 3 blew it out the water. But I think Sonic 3 was going to blow that out the water anyway. That's not really story driven. That's really action driven than anything. But it actually had a piece of story, as it pretty much followed the video game of Sonic 2. But anyway, Mufasa is more story driven than action driven. And for kids, it takes certain kids to gravitate to that. So I didn't expect that to blow out Sonic with all the colors, red, blue, yellow. They're just jumping out with all this CGI stuff. So yeah, kids just love fast paced action like that. So I didn't expect it to outdo Sonic. Well, as you can see here, there is a contrast of difference when it comes to Beyonce doing her thing and everyone else doing theirs. And right away, they wanted to mention this was her first appearance since major news outlets are reporting. This is her first appearance since Jay-Z was accused. It's like, my goodness, it's false. If anybody's seen the person who was doing the accusation, actually, that interview on NBC, where they had almost everything wrong, that lawsuit should have been thrown out immediately, but it wasn't. So that tells you that there's a bigger thing at play here, that they're dragging this out. Hollywood is targeting black billionaires, especially when they help empower other black people to do things, or they start to get outside or get too big for their britches. But what did Jay do? Jay's doing everything right. He has made sure I'm the only people that's going to be rich is in this circle right here. I don't care about anything. My sister and them, they can struggle. He can care less about what the sister do. They got to work. His sister still got a job. Jay-Z's a billionaire and his sister still works. My son works. Yes. According to Jay, you're working. So Jay did this whole thing, setting all this up, and to not see him with his family was just really weird. But the NFL just, I guess Jay don't want to, cause any harm to him whatsoever. And the NFL, like, look, we need you to fall back and just let this be about Beyonce and Blue Ivy. Yes. Well, when you look at the scenarios and when everything is said and done and said, you see the most yeah, well, you see the most undesired situations. You start to see that there's propaganda everywhere, and there's a lot of people trying to capitalize on the propaganda. Well, Jay-Z knows what he's in for. Like he's put himself in this situation. So it's like, look, you put yourself in this situation um by the way you used to carry yourself, reckless. And now, because you're careful, all the stuff you did in your reckless days is starting to come back. And the fact that you weren't supposed to take this picture with Beyonce at the Mufasa thing, Disney was very upset, as they do not have a contract with Jay-Z for any of this. And the fact that he kind of photobombed himself into the moment with Beyonce, and with all the light of what's going on, the casual person that don't really like Jay-Z anyways, like, see, her husband did that, and that's what they're gonna believe. That Beyonce husband, before he was with Beyonce, did this horrible act. Why would Beyonce be with such a man? Now, all the talk should be about the performance, because believe me, this was this was not a football game. This was an execution. I didn't know a football team could be so bad. And it was like the Texans came there to see Beyonce. They're like, look, man, at least got to see Beyonce. because they were awful. And hey, I got Baltimore's defense going, so I look pretty good. Now, everything is coming full circle as Steelers has lost 3 in a row, as I said they would. And now they're looking like they're going to lose the division to Baltimore. And that's that. It's done. Swish, swish. And now, because of it, everyone knows there's only one team in that division that's going to stand out, and that's the Ravens. They got to play the Browns next week. The Browns has already shut it down. Okay, the Browns have already shut it down. It's a done data. Well, I believe that in this situation, the NFL wants to make sure, because they got a lot of heat for backing Jay-Z the way they did. The NFL came out and just completely backed him. Something that they didn't even do for their players, they did for him, because they're making a lot of money. In other words, they earn with the prick. So there's no way any of this is going to go left on them. They won't allow it. Well, the Bills, the Patriots used to own this division. Now that they got the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots, they're going to dominate that. Don't worry about it. Yeah, when Roger Goodell made that statement, that was massive. He came out and supported Jay-Z. Roger Goodell's not changing his tune at all. He's earning with it.
We're aware of the civil allegations, and Jay-Z's really strong response to that. And we know that obviously litigation's happening now. So, but from our standpoint, our relationship's not changing with them, including our preparations for the next Super Bowl.
So they already telling you where their allegiance are. They have no intentions, zero intentions of parting ways with Mr. Combs. The NFL knows, hey, we just got this Netflix deal that's worth billions. They're going to realize that television is the thing of the past. And if you want it now, NBA, you go ahead and you take TV. People still don't want to see the NFL over your product. Well, when you got a situation that travels as far as these situations travel, then you start to see the full picture. The main scope of it all is, this is the news, this is how it is, this is the way it's going to go. And nothing is going to stop it. We can see how it all plays out, but ultimately, we're going to make the same decision all over again. The people who are put in power for a reason. They know what they're doing. Jay Jay is in a situation that he ain't want to be in. Like he was definitely trying to get to and get himself a cup and get himself adjusted with whatever the trend and the culture is. He wants to be it. So if he's not the culture, if he's not where it's supposed to be, or he's going to conform to whatever it is, but he wanted to stand up there with his family and make it a family moment instead of letting Beyonce and I know Disney would have wanted that those two made the conscious effort to put that in display as Diddy's former and past life is catching up to him, and all of these fake allegations is using to break black billionaires is very alarming because people can just go to the internet and basically you can't get a fair trial. And the fact that baseless, evidenceless claims can be made by anybody just saying something and it's sticking and not getting thrown out by judges is alarming also. Then you got the appeal of Kendrick Lamar.
Debo, any rap nigga, he a free throw. Man down, call like Amber Lambs, tell him breathe, bro. Nella nigga.
And he's doing the Super Bowl, and Jay-Z's got that happening. He put that in place like Kendrick's doing the Super Bowl. So now Kendrick Lamar is doing the Super Bowl because he's the biggest thing in music right now. Why wouldn't you have the biggest act and the biggest person in music? Like he's doing Taylor Swift numbers. Yeah, you put him in the Super Bowl. Lil Wayne over him right now, it does not even make sense. So of course this is a business that, Kendrick is in all of these households. But now we see exactly what this is. They've been together as a business for about 25 years of being together. They have been through it. So they know every aspect of each other, So when you start seeing these two together, start putting your ones and twos together. Okay. Jay made a mistake in that Mufasa thing, but he did not make the mistake, and the NFL wasn't going to allow him to make it for the Carter event, for the Christmas Day. Jay's not going to be seen. Let them have the floor. So that's how it went down, everybody. I want to say, y'all hope, again, have another great holiday. I'm going to holler at you when I holler at you. I'm out. Deuces. Should have went off by now.